Hi, and welcome to my course, Vignettes, Flash Fictions and Flash Memoir. Um, this is a course on how to write a vignette, and we're going to start with definitions. What in the world is a vignette? Well, if you haven't done this before, you probably actually have done this before, even if you didn't know what the name vignette was, you've never heard of this. But it's a piece of fiction or memoir that is not burdened by narrative structure, right? So it doesn't have to, normally in a short story, for example, you're going to have character arc, you're going to have character desire and conflict. That's what defines the concept of story. Here we're moving away from this. And a lot of what you have read in your life has been vignettes, some of the most satisfying fiction. Most famously, probably House on Mango Street, but there are a lot of others, and it's becoming a much more popular genre. It's much more popular, it's becoming very popular with memoir. And the reason is, we think of memoirs, you think of a memoir like Winston Churchill's memoirs, right? And if you ever read them, I recommend some of them. But if you ever read them, he really had a mission in writing them, and that was to solidify his political ideology. And he had a narrative structure. Now, most of us don't feel, first of all, like that we have any sort of goal, like we want to prove that we're this kind of person. Sometimes we have that. And most of us don't see our lives in having a narrative structure. Most of our lives are fragmented. At least I feel that mine are. I have events that are interesting to me and interesting to other people, but they don't follow a narrative structure because I'm a human being with a normal life. What the Flash vignette lets you do is write about those moments that don't necessarily work into a larger story. And therefore, they're very satisfying both for you and for other people. What the vignette assumes is those pieces of your memory that stick out are interesting to you for a reason, and therefore they'll be interesting to other people. So you might describe just some moment from your life. No one has ever seen the world the way you see it. You're going to give us insight. Now, I'm kind of an older person, and I can remember the Cold War. And when I walk into, say, a mall, I have memories of the Cold War, and I have the wisdom of the old. You might not be older. You might be younger. You might be older than me. If you're younger, you have the wisdom of the young, right? You see things differently than I do. And as a reader, I want to know what that is. And that's what the Flash vignette is. It allows you to give your view of the world, have us see it from your perspective, have us grow, have yourself grow. Now, the Flash fiction is very much the same. And of course, a lot of your Flash fiction can come from a place of nonfiction, right? That's what a lot of fiction is. It's modified. And it's just like, okay, this was my past, but it doesn't quite fit what I want to say, so I'm going to modify it a little bit. That's what this is. Now, you might have heard of vignette called something else. It's a character sketch sometimes. It could be a slice of life. It could just be the description of a setting, short bit of dialogue, moving description, anything, right? Whatever is right for you is right, right? So sometimes I want to describe the 1970s from the point of view of a child, right? The bicentennial was really interesting as a 5-year-old, which is what I was. And so that's what I write. And I'll write just those things that I remember. They stick out in my mind for a reason. Okay, so let's get started on the course, Vignettes, Flash Fiction, and Flash Memoir.